Welcome to West Bend Community TV's production of high school baseball from the West Bend High School Athletic Complex. It is West Bend East and West Bend West in boys baseball. An absolutely gorgeous afternoon here in West Bend as the Suns and Spartans face for their first of two meetings of the season. Suns will be the home team. First pitch by pitcher Sam Gelnick is in there for a strike. Ryan O'Connell is the pitcher for West Bend West. He's leading off and batting first. Landon Dodd playing center field, batting second. Tyler Yang batting third and playing shortstop. Here's the next pitch by Gelnick. Swung on, ground ball, picked up by the second baseman shortstop, Gorick, and it's thrown out for the first out of the game. Batting fourth will be Casey Gerber. Michael Kleinhans will bat fifth and play third. Jake Prinzel bats fifth in right field. The sixth batter is Joey Schneider at the DH position. Braden Raker is batting eighth. At second base, Alex Ean will catch. Weatherman has blessed us with another gorgeous day for baseball. Next pitch in there for a ball. As these two cross-hall rivals match up for the first of two meetings. Here's the next pitch, again picked up by the shortstop, thrown over there by Gorick for first, and there's two gone. Two up and two down for the Spartans here in the top of the first.
Shortstop, number 2, Tyler Young.
Brings up Tyler Young, the shortstop. Gelnick pitch, swung on, fly ball back into the right field area, but underneath it to make the catch is Jack Trampy for the out, and that'll end the Spartan first inning. They go 3 up and 3 down, no runs on no base hits. We've played one half inning, West Bend East versus West Bend West. It's West nothing, East coming to bat. High school baseball on West Bend Community TV.
Leading off for the Suns, pitcher number 3, Sam Gelnick.
With camera operator Tom Stoff, the Bear Barry Hirsch back with you here in West Bend. We go to the bottom of the first after a 1-2-3 top of the first. Sam Gelnick, the pitcher, will lead things off for the Suns. He'll be followed by Nolan Gorick. George Seaman will bat third. Dawson Rondorf bats in the cleanup spot. Evan Rell will bat fifth. Here's the first pitch by O'Connell. It's in there for a strike. Jack Trampy will bat next, playing right field. The seventh batter is Elijah Jenkins at the DH spot. Batting eighth, Lucas Carls, and batting ninth is Caden Gish. Next pitch of ball. Let's set up the defense for you for the Spartans. Riley O'Connell is pitching. His catcher is Alex Ean. On the infield, Casey Gerber is at first. Braden Raker is at second. Next pitch is a strike. At third base is Michael Kleinhans, and at the shortstop position is Tyler Young. Outfield for the Spartans today, center field is Landon Dodd, right field Jack Prinzel, left field Ethan Lebeck. Next pitch low for a ball. Spartans coming in with an overall record of 7-2, 5-2 in the North Shore Conference. East coming in with a record overall of 6-4, 5-3 in the North Shore Conference. Next pitch gets away from the catcher, but he'll throw it down to first and get it for the out. One gone. Mentioned that the weatherman has given us another gorgeous day here. How about 68 degrees, sunshine, and a light breeze here today as we give you this game. We're taping this game for you on Monday, May the 17th.
Shortstop, number 12, Nolan Gorick.
That'll bring up the shortstop, Nolan Gorick, batting from the right side. And here's the pitch from O'Connell. Swung on first pitch. Going to be a fly ball to right field. Prinzel is there. Camping underneath it. He'll make the catch for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for the Suns here in their half of the first. And that'll bring up George Seaman, the first baseman.
First baseman, number 7, George Seaman.
Seaman will bat from the left side of the plate. Everybody, including the fans here today, dressed in their short sleeves shirts. Just gorgeous here. Low for a ball. Now the 1-0. There's a strike, and it's 1-1. Ron Hedrick, the head coach of the West Bend East Suns. On the other dugout, it's Dan D'Amico for the Spartans. 1-1 pitch. Right down the pipe for a strike, and it's 1-2. Now O'Connell's 1-2 pitch. Just got a piece of it foul, tipped it back. Spartans, the visitors, dressed in their white pants with the blue jerseys. Suns, the home team, with the all-white jerseys and the golden burgundy trim. Pitch. Just missed for a ball, and it evens at 2-2. First of 2 meetings in the spring season for East and West. Next pitch. Missed it for a ball, and it's full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Seaman trying to become the first base runner in this game. Connell gets the sign, and here's his pitch. And he missed it for a ball, and Seaman gets the 2-out free walk. So a walk issued with 2 outs, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Dawson Rondorf. Of course, Rondorf, as we've mentioned in another broadcast, a multi-sport athlete. Here's the pitch. Misses for a ball, 1-0. Played quarterback on the football team, forward for the basketball team, and now here's center fielder for the baseball team. 1-0 pitch. Rondorf swings and misses for a strike, and it's even, a ball and a strike. Now ready to go back at it at a 1-ball, 1-strike count with 2 outs. Runner at first, George Seaman. Pitch from O'Connell. And that one is chopped foul by Rondorf. Puts the count at a ball and 2 strikes. Connell checks the runner at first. Pitching from the stretch. Upstairs high for a ball. Evens up now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch, Rondorf fouls this one up as Rail will try to give chase to it, and it goes out of play. Bouncing up there on the sidewalk, and a couple of the kids will run after that foul ball. Deuces wild on the board now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Bottom half of the first, no score. Now O'Connell set, checks the runner at first. 2-2 pitch down in the dirt and gets away from the catcher, Ean, and that's going to allow Seaman to dash down to second. So now if Rondorf can connect on a base hit and it's deep enough, Seaman can come in and score the first run of the game. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Foul tipped it. Again, a full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. Rondorf got caught looking. And that'll end the Suns' half of the first inning. No runs on no base hits. They leave 1 runner stranded on the base pads. 1 inning in the books. Score remains West Bend West nothing, West Bend East nothing, here on West Bend Community TV. Back here at the West Bend High School Athletic Complex with camera operator Tom Stoff, the Bear Barry Hirsch. We go to the top of the second inning in a scoreless game. Spartans will send up the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Casey Gerber, Michael Kleinhans, and Jake Prinzel. Spartans went down in order in their half of the first inning. There's a strike called as the pitch is made by Gelnick. A 1 pitch from Gelnick. There's another strike. And Gelnick quickly ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes to leadoff batter here in the second inning. Gelnick checks from Alexine. Here to pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Gerber down swinging. 1 up and 1 gone. And
Baseman number 11, Michael Kleinhans.
that'll bring up Michael Kleinhans. Gelnick's pitch. Just missed. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That misses for a ball. Missed again. Pitch foul back. Count even now, 2-2. Time called. Now ready to go back at it as Kleinhans is ready. Pitch from Gelnick. Chopper on the infield, scooped up out there by Gorick. He'll throw to first for the out, and there's 2 away. Two gone here in the Spartans' second.
Prinzel.
And that brings up the right fielder, Jake Prinzel. Strike called. Next pitch, there's a strike, and it's 0-2. Joe missed it for a ball, 1-2. And that one's low in the dirt. Count goes even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Spartan right fielder, Jake Prinzel. Pitch from Gelnick. Swung on and a swing and a miss for strike 3, and that'll end the inning. 2 strikeouts for Gelnick. And again, the Spartans go 3 up and 3 down in their half of the second inning. We've played an inning and a half, and the score remains West Bend West nothing, West Bend East nothing. You're watching high school baseball on West Bend Community TV.
Leading off for the Suns in the second, in the 5 spot, catcher number 14, Evan Rell.
Back here in West Bend at the athletic complex, we go to the bottom of the second. Evan Rell, Jack Trampy, and Elijah Jenkins will be the batters, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. As Riley O'Connell opens up the second inning with the ball. Next pitch, base hit into center field, and there's our first hit of the game. Leadoff single for Evan Rell, and that'll bring up Jack Trampy now, the right fielder.
Right fielder number 4, Jack Trampy.
Pitch is there for a strike. 0-1. Next one misses for a ball. One ball, one strike. Pitch. Letter high, but it's called in there for a strike. Two balls, one strike. Pitch. Swung on and missed. And I correct myself, that would be strike 3.
Designated hitter number 15, Elijah Jenkins.
Third strikeout for O'Connell, and that'll bring up the DH, Elijah Jenkins. No balls and one strike. Runner goes, O'Connell's pitch. Throw it on to second, and he's in there safe. Ball goes into center field. But Evan will not be able to advance. They'll give him a stolen base. So that'll put Evan in scoring position. And Jenkins will try to get some contact and get that ball out enough for him to score. No balls, 2 strikes is the count to Elijah. Connell checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fly ball, right center field. And here's Prinzel coming on, making the catch. And nowhere deep enough for Rell to advance.
Now batting second baseman number 1, Lucas Carls.
So that'll bring up Lucas Carls. Runner on second, with 2 outs.
Now running at second base, number 6, Bowden Memo.
And we get a courtesy runner. Bowden Memo will run in for Rell. As he's the catcher, so he'll have a chance to get his catching gear on if indeed this should be the last out here by Zaskowski. Suns trying to get on the board first here in the second inning. Scoreless game. Connell checks the runner. Here's his pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike. And it's 0-1. One in the dirt, gets away, and that'll allow him to advance down to third. So now you want to put that ball in play to the outfield, hopefully to allow him to come in and score the first run of the game. Takes his lead. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch. There's a chopper to third. Jump down nicely by Kleinhans, and he'll throw it for the out and end the inning. Suns threaten but don't get anything. No runs on 1 hit. No errors, and 1 runner stranded on the base pads. We've played 2 innings. It remains West Bend West nothing, West Bend East nothing. This is high school baseball on West Bend Community TV. Back here at West Bend at the high school athletic complex. No scores to go to the 3rd inning between East and West. Joey Schneider, the DH, steps in first. He's batting in the 7th, so it's a 7, 8, and 9 batters for the Spartans, who are still looking for their first hit of the game. The only hit so far was an Evan Rail leadoff single. Now Gelnick's pitch. That's low for a ball. A lot of chatter coming out of that Spartan dugout right now. Here's the pitch. Check swing off the mound. Gelnick will come off and play it, throw it to first for the first out. So the scoring goes 1-3 on that one.
Second baseman, number 10, Braden Recker.
So Braden Recker will come up now. Coming into play today, as we mentioned, this is being taped for on Monday, May the 17th. Whitefish Bay sits on top with an 8-0 conference record. Spartans behind them with that 5-2 conference record, and then East right behind the Spartans at 5-3. Next pitch, chopper. Oh, nice stop by the second baseman, Carls. He'll throw it to first in time for the out. Carls made like a barehanded stop with that one on his glove and got it for the out. Nice one. 2 gone.
Catcher, number 4, Alex Ean.
And that brings up Alex Ean batting in the 9 spot. Pitch from Gelnick. Swung on, pop foul. No balls and a strike. Gelnick's pitch. Swung on, there's a fly ball down the right field line and foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Now Gelnick ready for the 0-2. Here it comes. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And that'll end the Spartans here in the 3rd. And they go 3 up and 3 down. Nothing across. No runs on no hits. No errors. Nobody left on the base pads. 2.5 innings in the books now between East and West. And it remains scoreless. East nothing, West nothing. Right here on West Bend Community TV.
For the Suns in the 3rd.
Welcome back to the West Bend High School Athletic Conference. The Barry Hirsch with camera operator Tom Stoff. No scores to go to the home half of the 3rd. East, the home team today. It'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters. Caden Gish, Sam Gelnick, and Nolan Gorick. Pitcher Riley O'Connell. His pitch is upstairs for ball. O'Connell has just given up a single so far today. You know, on the other side, through 3 innings, Gelnick has yet to give up a hit. The next pitch, swung on, fly ball, left field. This could get into the gap. It is going to get into the gap, and this is going to got some room for Gish. He's going to come into second base with a stand-up double. Caden Gish takes it to the gap between left center field, and he rides it out for a stand-up double to lead off the 3rd inning for the Suns.
Top of the order for the Suns pitcher, number 3, Sam Gelnick.
So that'll bring up Sam Gelnick now with a runner on the base pad and a chance to bring him in. JV game is going on the field just to the east of us. Evidently a ball came into play there for a minute, so they had to stop play. And we're set to go now as Gelnick steps in the box. Struck out Victim back in the first inning. O'Connell checks the runner, which is Gish. From the stretch, his pitch. Got it across the belt high for a strike, and it's 0-1. Now the 0-1. A little pop-up on the infield. That's where it'll stay. Tyler Young, the shortstop, will call for it and make the catch for out number 1.
Shortstop, number 12, Nolan Gorick.
Brings up the shortstop, Nolan Gorick. Gorick flied out to right field his first at bat. Suns with that leadoff double by Gish. Would hate to waste that opportunity here in a scoreless game. The pitch, whoa, inside and low for a ball as Gorick had to step out. No, they're going to say it got a piece of Gorick. So he'll get a free ride down to first base on the hit by pitch. So runners at first and second with 1 out.
First baseman,
And that'll bring up George Seaman. Seaman got on by a walk in the first inning, then advanced to second with a pass ball. From the left side of the plate, steps into bat and looks at a strike. It's 0-1. Boy, Gish had himself a whale of a lead there off of second base. Pitch. Outside for a ball. And, whoa, now they're going to have Gish in a rundown as he got caught out in no man's land. Now they're going to run him back, and they'll tag out Gish for the out. But it allows Gorick to go down to second on the put out. So 1 out and a runner at second, so still a good chance here for the Suns to come up with something. Go for a ball, nice block to save it from staying in front of him by Alex Ean. Two balls, 1 strike. 1 out for the Suns here in their third. A chance to get something across, though, with a runner at second. Pitch from O'Connell. Low again. Throw down to second. Bobbled a little bit. But didn't go far enough out into the field to allow Gorick to advance. Now the count is 3-1. Pitch. There's a strike. Count full now, 3-2. Pitch. Swung on, down to the first base, scooped up by Gerber. He'll take it for the third and final out. Suns' third inning, no runs on 1 hit, the leadoff double. And they strand 1 runner on the base pads. We have played 3 innings here on the West Bend East, West Bend West matchup. And it remains scoreless. East nothing, West nothing here on West Bend Community TV. Top of the fourth inning here in the East-West game as West will send up the top three in their order. Riley O'Connell, Landon Dott, and Tyler Young. O'Connell, the pitcher, leading things off. Grounded out in the infield on the first at-bat today. And as he opposes Gelnick, he'll look at a ball, 1-0. Now the 1-0. There's a strike, and it's 1-1. Now the 1-1 by Gelnick. Swung on, fly ball, right field. Trying to come up underneath it is Trampy, and he'll get there to make the catch for the out. One away. Brings up Landon Dott, the center fielder.
Number 3, Landon Dott.
Dott also 0 for 1 on an infield ground out his first at bat. Pitch from Gelnick. There's a strike. Next pitch from Gelnick, strike 2 called. And Gelnick ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2. Swung on, and there's the first base hit of the afternoon for the Spartans, as that one will go into center field and give Landon Dott a base hit. A 1-out single. So the first 10 batters were not able to get on base, but 11th batter to face him in this game gets on base.
Tyler Young.
So with 1 on and 1 out, that brings up shortstop Tyler Young. And now Gelnick can just go to work and try to keep things in control. Scoreless game, pitch. In the dirt. Well, keeps it in front of him, but a little bit of a mix-up there, and Dott is able to scoot down to second base. So now the Spartans with their first threat of the afternoon with a runner in scoring position and only 1 out. And Gelnick will go out of the stretch. Definitely know this is the East-West game. There's a lot of chatter coming out of both dugouts this afternoon. That's the West dugout that you can hear chattering it up right now. Dott the lead at second. Pitch. Misses for a ball. And it's 2-0. Casey Gerber, the on-deck hitter for the Spartans. And he lost that one away. So Gelnick, after giving up that first hit and then seeing the runner steal second base, a little bit shook now, and is behind in the count. 3 balls, no strikes to Tyler Young. Pitch. And he did not get it. It's a ball, and he walks Tyler Young. First walk issued by Gelnick. But that'll put Walkers at first and second with only 1 out. And Casey Gerber steps in. Spartans threatening here in their half of the fourth. Pitch. There's a strike from Gelnick. No balls, 1 strike. Gelnick checks Rel for the signal. Checks the runners. Here's his pitch. Swung on, and that's through for a base hit into left field. They're going to bring Dot around. No, they're going to hold him up. But that's going to load up the bases now for the Spartans. Bases loaded and only one out. Gerber with a solid single. So 2 singles and a walk for the Spartans, and they have a threat going now. Dot at third, Young at second, Gerber at first, and here's Michael Kleinhans with a chance to get some RBIs. Gelnick working, trying out of a jam now. Here's the pitch. Popped up, and that one will go foul out of play. And it's 0-1. Now the 0-1 from Gelnick. Swing and a miss, and it's a strike. And Gelnick goes ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Trying to get that big second out right now. Check on the runner at third. Here's the pitch. Oh, it's a ball. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. With only 1 out. Dot at third, Young at second, Gerber at first. Good lead for Dot off of third right now. Here's the pitch. Popped up and foul back. Runners again take their lead. Gelnick from the stretch. Misses it for a ball. Counts even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kleinhans battling it in, trying to get something here and get a run hit in. Pitch. And he'll foul that one away behind the plate. Count stays 2-2. Gelnick's pitch. Swung on. Chopper to first. Did he get it? No, safe. But they do get Kleinhans on the shift out. So there's 2 outs. And that'll bring up Jake Prinzel with the bases loaded. Prinzel, a strikeout victim, his first at-bat this afternoon from the left side of the plate. Still a chance to get something here, but there's a strike pitched by Gelnick. This could be a big boost for the Suns if they can get out of this, leaving the bases loaded. They have only 1 out at the time. Now there's 2 outs. Pitch from Gelnick. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. And Gelnick is just 1 strike away from getting his Suns back in the dugout. Still even at that point then. And a chance to leave the bases loaded. Good lead by Dot. Pitch from Gelnick. Misses for a ball, and it's 1-2. Dot off at third, Young at second, and Gerber at first. And time is called as a baseball from the other field comes in over here. The JV field where they're playing is just to the east of us. This field, the varsity field, right in the middle, and then up on the right-hand portion of this complex is the soccer field. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch from Gelnick. Upstairs for a ball, and that'll even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll be videotaping a soccer game for you also later this week. 2-2. Popped up. That one going over our press box here on the third base side for foul, and it'll remain 2-2. Gelnick trying to get out of this one for the Suns. Get him back in the dugout. Checks the runners. Now steps off the rubber. Both teams are on some good runs right now. The Suns are 3-1 in their last 4 games. Spartans have won 4 in a row. So both teams coming in on some good streaks. Now the 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Gelnick pitches out of a jam as he gets the strikeout, and he'll leave the bases loaded. No runs on 2 hits. No errors by the Suns, and again, the Spartans leave the bases loaded. After 3.5, it remains scoreless. East nothing, West nothing, here on West Bend Community TV. Back here at the West Bend High School Athletic Complex with camera operator Tom Stoff. I'm the Bear Barry Hirsch. Bottom of the 4th inning coming up in a scoreless game between West Bend East and West Bend West. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Suns, Rondorf, Rail, and Trampy. Sam Gelnick pitched himself out of a big jam, and the first pitch by Rondorf goes after it. Throw to first, it's safe. Ball took a big hop on Tyler Young. Young was able to keep it. Not sure to score that an E6 or a base hit.
Catcher number 14, Evan Rell.
Evan Rell will be the batter in the meantime. With a runner on first and nobody out. Pitch, Rondorf going, throw down to second. Rondorf slide is in there, safe. So now Dawson Rondorf at second base with nobody out. No balls, 1 strike to Evan Rell. As the Suns threaten now to take the first lead. Pitch. Swung on, fly ball center field, and missing the catch out there is Landon Dott. Here comes Rondorf rounding third. He'll get the first game's run. It's 1-0 West Bend East. Rell goes down to second. Now again, that one is hard to see because I'm not sure if Dott got a piece of his glove on that one or not.
Yeah.
He did, so we'll have to give Dott an error on that one.
Right fielder number 4, Jack Trampy.
So an E8, and it's 1-0 Suns, and that'll bring up Jack Trampy. Throw to second, and he's out of there. Wow, what a throw and what an out. So Rell is picked off second base for an out, and there's one gone. Trampy still the batter now with nobody on base. But a run across for the Suns here in their half of the 4th. A leadoff single by Rondorf. Then he stole second. And then scored on the error. Pitch misses. Next pitch, chopper on the third baseline, picked up by Kleinhans, throw to first, got it in time for the out. Nice play up there on the scoop up by Kleinhans for the second out.
Designated hitter number 15, Elijah Jenkins.
So that'll bring up Elijah Jenkins, the designated hitter. Fly ball to right field for an out the first time. Strike called. ball, 1 strike. Pitch from O'Connell. Low for a ball. There's a strike on a swing and a miss. And it evens at 2-2. Now the next pitch from O'Connell. Swung on, left field, base hit down the left field line. So Jenkins a 2-out single. And the Suns put another runner on the base pads. And that'll bring up Lucas Carls.
Second baseman, number 1, Lucas Carl.
Carl's 0 for 1. Infield ground out his first at bat today. Next pitch, runner going, swung on, foul back. Jenkins had a good jump on that one, but he'll have to retreat back to first base. Pitch, runner goes, swung on a miss for a strike back into the screen. Mentioned that the Suns are on a roll. They are 3-1 in their last 4 games. Their one loss was a game down at Whitefish Bay where they took a loss. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs, and Jenkins on at first. 1 run is in here in this 4th inning for the Suns. Pitch. Misses for a ball, and it's 1-2. O'Connell checks the runner at first. Jenkins, who's got a good lead. From the stretch, Jenkins going. Swung on, ground ball. That's going to get through for a base hit. Oh, boy, Jenkins tripped up coming around second, trying to go to third, so he'll have to hold at second. But back-to-back singles by the Suns with just 2 outs. So Carl's at first, Jenkins at second, and that'll bring up Caden Gish.
Left fielder, number 8, Caden Gish.
Gish doubled his first at-bat and then got caught it off of second base in a rundown. Here's the pitch. Strike right across the chest letters. All right, it's 0-1. O'Connell's pitch. Swung on, high fly, pop foul. Coming around and calling everybody off is the first baseman, Gerber, and he'll make the catch, and that is the out and ends the inning. But the Suns do get on the board. They take up 1 run on 3 hits. There was 1 error committed by the Spartans, and the Suns leave 2 runners stranded on the base pads. 4 innings have been played now between West Bend East and West Bend West, and our new score, first score change of the afternoon, is the West Bend East Suns 1 and the West Bend West Spartans nothing. Back here for the top inning of number 5. It is 1-0 in favor of the Suns. And the Spartans will send up Joey Schneider, Braden Recker, and Alex Een.
Designated hitter, number 46, Joey Schneider.
Schneider in infield ground out his first at-bat this afternoon. There's a strike. Next pitch from Gelnick. Swung on a miss for a strike, and there's your first out. Third strikeout for Gelnick.
Now batting number 10, Braden Recker.
Actually, fourth strikeout for Gelnick. Braden Recker will come up to bat now. And he'll line one into left field, but it is caught out there for the out by Caden Gish. 2 gone.
Catcher number 4, Alex Bean.
So Alex Ean will come up to bat now. Here's the pitch. Strike called. Last inning, the Spartans threatened. They had the bases loaded and 1 out, and then Gelnick pitched out of a big jam. Here's the pitch from Gelnick. Strike 2 called. No balls, 2 strikes. Gelnick's pitch. Oh, missed it, and it's a ball, 1-2. One, 2 from Gelnick. Chopper infield side is going to be picked up by Carls. He'll throw to first, get it for the out, and that ends the Spartans here in the 5th. Once again, they go quiet. 3 up and 3 down. No runs on no base hits, no errors, and no runners stranded on the base pads. Middle of 5, it remains West Bend East 1, West Bend West nothing. This is boys high school baseball on West Bend Community TV. We go to the home half of inning number 5 with the home team's East Suns leading the West Spartans. Top of the order for the Suns, Gelnick, Gorick, and Seaman. Gelnick trying to help himself out here now and possibly lead things off. He's hitless in 2 previous at-bats, but through 5 innings on his side as he'll take a foul ball. He's given up no runs on just 2 base hits, and he pitched out of a jam in that 4th inning where he had the bases loaded and only 1 out. He has struck out 4 and walked 1 through his 5 innings of work. His counterpart O'Connell now on the mound, only giving up the 1 run on 5 hits. Pitches in there for a strike. O'Connell through his first 4 innings today has walked 1 and struck out 3. Ahead in the count, 0-2. Pitch. Upstairs for a ball, and that'll make it 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, 2 from O'Connell. High fly pop. Coming over in foul territory, Kleinhans, and right below our broadcast pavilion, he loses it. Can't get to it in time. One ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff batter, Sam Gelnick, here in the 5th. Good matchup. First of 2 on the season between these cross-hall rivals, West Bend East and West Bend West. Now the 1-2. Swung on, chopper to third. Nice scoop up there by Kleinhans. He'll throw across the diamond for the first out. So Gelnick retired 5-3 to lead off the 5th, and that'll bring up Nolan Gorick.
Shortstop number 12, Nolan Gorick.
Gorick 0 for 2, fly ball to right. His first at bat, then got on by a hit by pitch in the 3rd inning, so looking for his first hit. Instead, he'll look at a strike from Riley O'Connell, and it's 0-1. Next pitch. Ball misses, 1-1. One pitch. Outside, and it's 2-1. Now the 2-1. That one foul back. So based on the standings on the day that we're videotaping this for you, Monday, May the 17th, Spartans just a game ahead of the Suns in the conference. Spartans coming in at 5-2 in the conference, while the Suns are at 5-3. Swung on and missed for a strike, and Gorick goes down swinging. Fourth strikeout for O'Connell. And George Seaman will come up.
George Seaman.
Whitefish Bay coming into play, though, on this 17th of May. Sits on top of the conference at 8-0. Pitch to Seaman. Ball one. Now the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Just got a piece of it, but it'll cost him a strike. And it's 1-1. So a Suns victory over the Spartans today would tie them for second place in the conference. But we're only in the fifth, and it's only a one-run game, 1-0, Suns leading Spartans. Pitch. Ooh, misses for a ball. One, ball, and it's 2-1. Two outs, nobody on for the Suns here in the bottom of the fifth. Hanging on to a 1-0 lead. And he misses for a ball, and Seaman gets the 2-out walk. Just the second walk issued by O'Connell in the game.
Center fielder, number 9, Dawson Rondorf.
And here is Dawson Rondorf. Singled and scored the game's only run in the last inning. See what he can do here now with a runner on. Ball kind of getting away from Alex Ean. And that allows Seaman to trot on down to second. So with 2 outs, Rondorf a chance to pick up an RBI here and make it a 2-0 game in favor of East. Connell checks the runner. Pitch from the stretch. Low for a ball. 2-0. Right back at it, 2-0. Tip foul by Rondorf. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Two one. Rondorf swings and misses on that one. That'll even the count 2-2. O'Connell trying to keep this one a 1-run game here and getting out of this inning. Here's his pitch. And Rondorf just gets a piece of it, taps it foul. Two balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Rondorf steps back in the blocks. O'Connell set, here it comes. Low for a ball. And it goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Seaman will take the lead off of second base and go with the pitch. Here it is, swung on, strike 3. Rondorf goes down swinging. And the Suns go down here in the 5th inning. No runs on no hits, there's no errors, and the Suns leave 1 runner stranded on the base pads. Through 5 innings now here in West Bend, and it remains a close one. Suns 1, Spartans nothing on West Bend Community TV. Back here at the West Bend High School Athletic Conference, 1-0 Suns lead the Spartans as we go to the top of the 6th inning. And the Spartans will have the top of the order, 1, 2, and 3, Riley O'Connell, Landon Dodd, and Tyler Young. 1-0 Suns with that lead, getting the 1 run back in the 4th. Pitch, swung on, and there's going to be a caught! Oh, wow, had to wait there for a minute. But Jack Trampy off balance, but falls down and makes the catch for the out. 1 away. Landon Dodd will step in next.
Number 3, Landon Dodd.
Dodd with one of the 2 hits today for the Spartans, back in that 4th inning when they had the 2 hits, and that's also when they left the bases loaded. Gelnick's pitched himself a good one here as he goes into his 6th inning of work now with 1 away. Pitch. Fouled back. Pitch. Ball. Gelnick couldn't get that one across, and it's 2-1. Spartans with those 2 losses came back to back on May 5th and May 7th. Here's the next pitch. Popped up on the infield. Gorick calling everybody off, and he'll take it for the out. 2 gone. Finishing that up, their 2 losses were back-to-back losses, May 5th and May 7th, when the Spartans lost to Whitefish Bay and to Hartford.
Shortstop, number 2, Tyler Young.
So that brings up Tyler Young with 2 outs and nobody on. Young hitless at 2 previous plate appearances today, including a walk. Pitch from Gelnick. Strike called right across the chest. 0-1. Now the 0-1. Strike 2 called. And Gelnick ahead in the count now. No balls, 2 strikes. Gelnick set to deliver the 0-2 pitch. Now steps off the rubber for a moment. Pitcher warming up behind the Spartan dugout in the bullpen there for the Spartans. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And the Spartans will go 3 up and 3 down again, nothing across. Middle of the 6th inning, and it remains a 1-0 game, West Bend East over West Bend West on West Bend Community TV. Back here at the West Bend High School Athletic Conference with camera operator Tom Stoff, the Bear Barry Hirsch. We go to the home half of the 6th, and the hometown Spartans trailing the hometown Suns 1-0. Spartans have a new pitcher now. Joey Schneider will come in. Schneider was playing the DH position. Riley O'Connell's day is done then, so O'Connell pitches 5 innings today, gives up 1 run, it's an earned run on 5 hits, strikes out 4, and walks 2. And he'll give way now to Joey Schneider, who will take over here in the 6th inning. Evan Rell, Jack Trempy, and Elijah Jenkins will be the batters to face him. Rell had to duck down a little bit there. Rell singled in the 2nd inning and then got on base by an error in the 4th. Here's the pitch. Strike called. Looking to the top, the 7th, it'll be Gerber, Kleinhans, and Prinzel for the Spartans as they'll try to tie this game up. Swing and a miss by Rell. Suns would like to maybe get at least 1 more insurance run and go up 2-zip going into the 7th inning. Next pitch. This is for a ball. Next pitch low for a ball, and it goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So the leadoff batter here in the East 6th inning, Evan Rell. Here's the pitch to Rell. Swung on, fly ball, right field. This one might drop down for a base hit. No, they're going to say foul. Picked up there by Jake Prinzel. And Evan will come back to home plate and reset things up here. Full count remains, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now Schneider's pitch. This one, another high fly pop to right field. Again, Prinzel coming on, and no, can't get there. But it is another foul ball. So Rell will replay it again from the same spot after he hit that one down the same area. Three balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Schneider. There's a fly ball. This one to center field, and coming up is Dot. And he'll make the catch. Excuse me, we had that switch. That's right, thank you. As Riley O'Connell is now out there in center. 1 away.
Now batting number 4, Jack Trampy.
So that brings up Jack Trampy, 0 for 2 today. Strikeout on an infield ground out. Ball 1 from Schneider. One 0. Swung on and missed. And it's even at 1-1. Now the 1-1. Misses in the dirt. And it goes to 2-1. Schneider's next pitch. Missed low for a ball, 3-1. Schneider started this game out as the DH. Riley O'Connell went the first 5 innings, and now Schneider in relief here in the 6th. And he's down in the count, 3 balls, 1 strike with his next pitch. There is a strike called. And it's full now, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Three-two. Swung on, missed, strike 3. 2 outs. First strikeout recorded by Schneider. And that'll bring up the DH, Elijah Jenkins. Elijah 1 for 2, a single back in the 4th inning. First pitch to him is a ball. Looking to the Spartans' 7th inning, it'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Gerber, Kleinhans, and Prinzel. Pitch. Strike at the knees. As Schneider will try to get them into the dugout, only trailing yet by that 1 run. He's 1 out away from getting him in there. Pitch. That one sends foul back behind the Spartan dugout, bounces back over. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch. Missed it away for a ball. Evens now, 2-2. Two-two pitch. Just got a piece of it, fouled it back, and it'll stay 2-2. Well, normally here in the springtime, temperatures will start to drop as the game progresses, but Mr. Sunshine still out bright and strong here today as we're in the latter innings, and we have not lost a degree. It's still 67 degrees as we play here in the 6th inning, with still a light breeze. Pitch. Strike 3 called. 2 strikeouts, and the Suns will go in order, 3 up and 3 down. We're going to the top of the 7th inning. Spartans need at least 1 run to keep this thing going. It's 1-0 Suns on West Bend Community TV. Back with camera operator Tom Stoff, the Bear Barry Hirsch. We go to the top of the 7th inning in this Cross Hall Classic between the Spartans and Suns. And the Spartans need a run to keep this thing going. It's the 4, 5, and 6 batters. Casey Gerber, Michael Kleinhans, and Jake Prinzel. Sam Gelnick trying to go the distance here for the Suns and pick up the victory. He's only allowed 2 base hits. That was back in the 4th inning, and then he got the bases loaded and got out of that bases loaded jam. He struck out 5. He's walked 1. So a good outing here today by Sam Gelnick. Let's see now if he can finish this off and get the Suns a victory, which would then put them in a tie for 2nd place with the Spartans. Gerber will step into the box. He's 1 for 2, a strikeout victim and a single. All right, Casey Gerber ready to go at it. First to face Gelnick here in the top of the 7th. 1-0 Suns. Pitch. Swung on, and that one's got some room. It's going out to left field. No, it's going to go over the head of Gish. And here is Gerber rounding first, and he's in there with a lead-off double, the tying run at 2nd. A leadoff double by Casey Gerber, and the Spartans have the tie run at 2nd with nobody out.
Third baseman, number 11, Michael Kleinhans.
That brings up Michael Kleinhans now. Try to advance Gerber over. It's only the 3rd hit given up by Gelnick. Now, last time Gelnick gave up hits, he got into a jam and was not able to find anything in. He'll start off the first pitch with a strike. Back in that 4th inning, after he had retired 10 in a row, he gave up the single, then a walk, then another single, and he loaded the bases. And now I believe a balk has been called on Gelnick. So the tying run goes to 3rd. And the Spartan dugout now really becoming vocal. The tying run 90 feet away. Pitch. Misses for a ball. 2-0. Kleinhans just needs to make contact, get a ball to the outfield, and this game can get tied. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Gerber takes the lead off 3rd. Pitch from Gelnick. Misses for a ball. 3-1 the count now. Jake Prinzel is on the on-deck circle. Pitch. Popped away foul. Hits the light pole. Full count now, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Michael Kleinhans. Looking to make contact with his first hit of the day. He's 0 for 2. He's got the tying run on 3rd. Gelnick's pitch. Got him, strike 3. Oh, man, and Kleinhans was a quarter of the way down the baseline thinking he had a free base. Instead, he's called out on strikes. 1 away. 6 strikeouts now for Gelnick.
Number 8, Jake Prinzel.
Suns aren't out of it yet, though. Still that tying run at third, and now Jake Prinzel. Prinzel, 2 strikeouts today, as he will try to push in that tying run. One 0 from Gelnick. Ooh, low at the belt, and it goes to 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Lead by Gerber. Swung on foul back, and it goes to 2-1. Worst case scenario, Suns would come up to bat and a chance to win it in the bottom of the 7th, but they'd like to win it here, but they're in a jam with 1 out and the tying run at third. That's Gerber. Here's the lead. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike as it's fouled back into the net. And it's even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gelnick seems to have gained his composure back there after losing it momentarily on a couple of pitches after giving up that double. And then the block. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch. Fly ball, infield. It should stay in play. Giving it over is Gorick. He'll make it for the out. And now there's 2 outs. And we're getting a pinch hitter for Joey Schneider.
Now batting number 15, Colin Daney.
Colin Daney will be the pinch hitter with 2 outs and the tying run standing out there at third base. Evan Rell comes out to talk to Sam Gelnick as they discuss the strategy here. Trying to strand Gerber, who led this inning off with a double, then advanced to third on a balk. And now Gelnick has gotten a strikeout and an infield fly. He'll look to get the third out here now to Daney. Missed on a ball. It's 1-0. If Gerber comes in, we'll play the bottom of the 7th. If not, we're done. Pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike. And it's 1-1. Gelnick and Rell now trying to play battery mates and finish this one off. From the stretch, the pitch. Ball called, and it's 2-1. And now Gelnick probably just wants to get a little breather, steps off the mound. If Daney can keep it going and get a hit, Braden Recker would be the next batter. Here's the pitch. Strike called. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Suns 1 strikeout away now from finish this one off. Gelnick ready to go at the stretch. Lead by Gerber. Pitch. Oh, everybody here said that one. Oh. And it's full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the tying run, Casey Gerber at third. Gelnick ready to go from the stretch. The pitch. Just got a piece of it and tipped it foul. We'll do it again. Daney just trying to put that ball in play and give Gerber the opportunity to try and score that tying run. Gelnick checks with Rell. He's ready to go again with the pitch. Here it is. Fly ball, right side, and that one out of play, foul. And that one going to make it up onto the soccer field. Still a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Gelnick ready with Rell back there to signal him. Here it comes. Foul back again. So Daney doing every bit that he can to battle the pitches and try to get one in play. Gelnick trying to finish this one off and get a complete game shutout. The only run in this game was scored in the 4th inning by Dawson Rondorf. Gelnick's only given up 3 hits, one of those 3 here in this inning. The other 2 came back in the 4th. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Gelnick back, towing the rubber. Gerber takes that lead again off third. And now Gelnick steps back. Ready to go. Here's Gelnick set. Here's the pitch. Missed it for a ball. Daney gets the free ride. 2 on with 2 outs. So the Spartans are still alive. Now 1st and 3rd. And that brings up Braden Recker, hitless in 2 previous at-bats. Infield ground out, fly ball to right. And now time called as we will have meetings out on the mound and meetings over at third base. An exciting top half of the 7th inning right now in just a 1-0 game. Gerber led it off with a double, advanced over to third with the balk. Then the last 2 batters after that made out. And then moments ago, Daney got on by the walk. So for what it's worth, Daney represents the go-ahead run. But right now, all the Spartans are concerned about is at least getting that run by Gerber across the plate to force play to continue. Meanwhile, Gelnick and the Suns trying to get that 3rd out and get this game over. All right, Recker steps in the box. Gelnick checks the runners at the corners from the stretch. Here's his pitch. Strike called. And they'll give the runner that base. So now 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs and a no ball, 1 strike count. Gelnick's pitch. Missed it for a ball, 1-1. If Recker can get on, Alex Ian would be the next batter for the Spartans. Pitch. Swung on, fly ball, center field. This game's going to be tied as it drops in for a base hit. It's 1-1. A 2-out single by Braden Recker, and we are tied 1-1. But now, more importantly, the Spartans have the go-ahead run at third. And that'll bring up Alex Ian with 2 outs and the go-ahead run at third. Ian looking for his first hit of the afternoon. Throw to first. So the Spartans come through in a jam when they were down literally to their last pitch on a 2-2 pitch. Throw to first, and he's caught in a rundown. Slide into second, they got him. But we are going to the bottom of the 7th as the Spartans come up with 1 run on 1 hit. They leave the tie run stranded at third, the go-ahead run, stranded at third. Middle of the 7th, and it is now a 1-1 game, East and West, on West Bend Community TV. The music between innings was being played, and the song was Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves. And right now the Spartans walking on sunshine here on this sun-filled late afternoon, early evening, as they've tied the score at 1-1. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Suns here in the bottom of the 7th. Lucas Carls, Caden Gish, and then back to the top of the order, Sam Gelnick. Joey Schneider now in his second inning of relief. Leads off with a strike. Next pitch is in there for a ball. Carl's had a single in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2. 1-1 pitch. Misses for a ball. Well, the Spartans got their leadoff batter on by a double. Let's see what the Suns can do here in the 7th. Pitch. There's a ball. It's 3-1. Three-one pitch in there for a strike, and it's full, 3-2. Now Schneider ready to go. Here he comes. Swung on, fly ball. That one goes foul out of play, and that one up into the soccer field complex. Stays full, 3-2. Pitch on the way. Missed for a ball, so the Suns get the leadoff runner on here to start their half of the 7th inning. Carls gets the walk to lead things off. And now Caden Gish will be the batter. Gish doubled back in the 3rd, then got caught off base, and then infield fly, so he's 1 for 2. But now Carl's over at first, and the Suns will try to advance him around and win this game. Square to bunt. And it's 1-0. After Gish, we go back to the top of the order for the Suns. And Sam Gelnick, he's on deck. 1-0, square to bunt again, lays one down, and it goes foul. Count even now. 1 ball, 1 strike as we play here in the bottom of the 7th. Game tied at 1. Square to bunt again. And that one he lays down, and that one is going to get picked up, and there's going to be no play. Joey Schneider was waiting for it to roll foul, and he waited too long. And so it's a base hit for Caden Gish. A bunt single.
Top of the order for the Suns, number 3, Sam Gelnick.
So now the Suns have the winning run at second base with nobody out, and we go to the top of the order and Sam Gelnick. Gelnick going to square it up bunt, pops one up foul. It's going to try to be played by Alex Ean, and he can't. So the Suns, as you can see, playing small ball here, trying to bunt the way around and advance Carl's over to third and put him in definite scoring position. He's in that position right now, out at second base. And now time called as we will get a meeting at the mound. Gish at this point, pretty much nothing more than a decoy out there at first base because the winning run is at second base and Lucas Carl. So If anything, Gish is going to maybe play a little small ball and chicken ball, whatever you want to call it, with the pitcher Schneider to try to throw him off balance. All right, no balls and 1 strike to Sam Gelnick. Nobody out. Pitch. Ball. And it's 1-1. Gelnick 0 for 3 this afternoon. Strikeout, infield pop-up, and an infield ground out. Pitch to Gelnick. He'll bunt try again and loses it for a ball. It's 2-1. Well, a walk to Gelnick would load the bases and put the winning run of Carls over at third. Here's the pitch. Missed it for a ball. It's 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike to Sam Gelnick. Pitch. Gelnick drops one down to third base side. Throw is safe as he dropped the ball. And the bases are loaded, and the winning run is at third. Carls is at third with the winning run.
Now batting shortstop, number 12, Nolan Gorick.
And that's a huge run, and unfortunately what could be a huge error on Kleinhans. Nobody out, and the winning run, Carl's at third, so a fly ball anywhere out of the infield and deep enough, Carl should be able to score and win this game. Here's the pitch. Misses for a ball. Carl's the winning run at third. Gish is at second. Gelnick at first. But the only one that matters right now is Carl's at third. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Fly ball down the right field line. That drops in for a base hit. And West Bend East will win this game 2-1. A walk-off single by Nolan Gorick. Carl's comes in to score the run. And the Suns come back in their half of the 7th inning to get the game-winning run. So the Suns come up with 1 run on 2 hits here in the bottom of the 7th inning. There was 1 error committed by West Bend West, and that cost them dearly as the winning run came across to score. For the losing West Bend West Spartans, they get 1 run on 3 hits. They commit 2 errors in this game, and they leave a total of 4 runners stranded on the base paths, including 3 in the 4th inning. For the winning West Bend East Suns, they come up with 1 run on 2 hits here in this bottom of the 7th inning. And in the game, they get 2 runs on 7 hits. They leave 5 runners stranded on the base paths, and they commit no errors in this game. So the West Bend East Suns take the first of 2 meetings this season in an exciting fashion here today over the West Bend West Spartans. The final score is West Bend East 2 and West Bend West 1. On behalf of camera operator Tom Stoff, I'm the Bear Barry Hirsch. Thank you very much for watching this production of West Bend High School Baseball with West Bend Community TV.